Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to cook a perfect grilled steak. No, this is going to be one of several videos that we do over the next few weeks on grilling because Memorial Day weekend is coming up and we want to make sure that you have all the tools and tricks necessary to become a grill master this summer. So if you like videos about grilling or you just like delicious food in general, then subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Today we're talking about steak. Now, steak is probably one of the most popular things that people love to grill. And really, it's not that hard to see why. It's hearty, it's flavorful, and the char marks you get from the grill give it a distinct taste that you can't replicate inside on the stovetop. And while there are plenty of ways to cook a good steak on the grill, today I'm going to walk you through step by step how to make a grilled steak that will wow your friends and family every single time. Let's start by talking about the cut of meat that you should use for this recipe. You want to look for something that's relatively inexpensive but still packs a ton of flavor. My favorite cut is called the tri-tip, and this particular cut comes from the bottom sirloin and has a nice triangular shape that looks great when it's presented at the table. Tri-tip is also very lean, which means you won't have to sacrifice flavor for your health. But you can use other cuts of meat too. If you want to splurge a little bit, you can use a ribeye or a New York strip. Or if you're looking for something a little more budget friendly, then go ahead and grab some flank steak or skirt steak. Just keep in mind that the thinner the cut of meat, the less time you'll need to cook it, and the thicker the cut of meat, the longer you'll need to cook it. The internal temperature that you're aiming for is 145 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's medium rare. If you want your steak to be more well done, then you can raise the temperature accordingly. But please don't cook your steak until it's medium or well done because that's no fun. A juicy, delicious steak should always be cooked rare to medium rare. Once you have your cut of meat, the first thing that we're going to do is pat it dry with some paper towels. This will help the steak develop a nice crust, and it will also help the seasonings adhere to the steak better. Next, we're going to generously season both sides of the steak with salt and pepper. Now, if you're a fan of herbs and spices, go ahead and throw on some garlic powder, onion powder, or paprika. I like to keep it simple and just stick with salt and pepper, but it's totally up to you. And finally, add a splash of olive oil to each side of the steak. We only need a little bit here, so don't go overboard. Now that the steak is seasoned, let's take a look at the grill. If you've never used your grill before, then this is probably the most important part of the video. You want to make sure that your grill is clean and preheated before you start cooking. If your grill isn't clean, then the food that you're cooking is going to stick and it's going to burn onto the grates. And if your grill isn't preheated, then again, the food that you're cooking isn't going to cook evenly and it's going to stick to the grates. So go ahead and scrape off any leftover debris and then light the burners. Once the burners are lit, go ahead and close the lid and let the grill preheat for 10 to 15 minutes. Once the grill is preheated, you should be able to put your hand over the grates and count to 5 without feeling any heat. That means the grill is safe to use and it's ready to cook. The next step is to decide whether you're going to cook your steak directly over the heat or indirectly over the heat. To cook directly over the heat, you would place the steak over the flame. And this is a good option if you like your steak to be well done or if you're cooking a thick cut of meat. To cook indirectly over the heat, you would place the steak on one side of the grill and then turn off the burner underneath it. And this is a good option if you like your steak medium rare or if you're cooking a thin cut of meat. I'm going to use the indirect method for this particular steak, so I'm going to move the burner on one side of the grill to low, and then I'm going to place the steak on the other side where there's no heat. Next, you're going to want to place a grill basket on top of the steak. A grill basket is basically a metal mesh that helps keep the food from falling through the grates. It also helps keep small pieces of food from rolling off of the grates and onto the burner. It doesn't necessarily make your food healthier, but it does keep your grill cleaner. So now I'm going to lower the grill to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and place the grill basket on top of the steak. Then I'm going to cook it for 20 minutes without flipping it. If you're using a different cut of meat, then adjust the cooking time accordingly. Remember, you're aiming for an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have a meat thermometer, then you can use this handy dandy chart to figure out how long you need to cook your steak. After the steak has cooked for 20 minutes, we're going to remove the grill basket and flip the steak. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and hit the like button. It really helps us out, and it helps others find this video when they're searching for delicious steak recipes. And while you're at it, leave me a comment down below letting me know what your favorite thing to grill is. I'd love to hear from you. Now we're going to put the grill basket back on top of the steak, and then we're going to cook it for another 15 minutes. Again, if you're using a different cut of meat, then adjust the cooking time accordingly. After the steak is cooked for 15 minutes, we're going to remove the grill basket and check the internal temperature of the steak. As you can see, we've reached our target temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we're going to remove the steak from the grill and let it rest for 10 minutes before cutting into it. This is a very important step because it allows the juices to redistribute throughout the steak. And if you skip this step, then all the juices are going to run out and your steak is going to be dry and overcooked. And finally, it's time to cut and serve the steak. Arrange the steak on a cutting board and then use a sharp knife to slice it against the grain. The reason you want to slice the steak against the grain is because the muscle fibers are arranged in a different direction. This makes the steak easier to chew and it makes it more tender. Now, if you're feeling fancy, then you can make a quick pan sauce using the drippings from the steak. All you have to do is place the pan on the stove on low heat and then slowly whisk in some flour. Once the flour is fully incorporated, you can remove the pan from the heat and then pour the sauce on top of the steak. And that's it. You now know how to cook a delicious grilled steak. It might seem intimidating at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Also, be sure to check out our website for even more delicious recipes. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.